So good afternoon everyone. So today we are going to discuss chapter 2, that is nutrition in animals. So in the first chapter we have already discussed about the nutrition in plants, that how plants prepare their food by the process, and different kinds of nutrition like autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Fine. So now let's begin with the nutrition. We know that animals also need nutrition. Plants preparing their food and animals getting their food from plants, either directly or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Some animals eat both plants and animals. Now, animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Because animal structure is complex, so as if we consider ourselves, we first take in food, then it is digested, then it is absorbed, then it is utilized. So that's why nutrition include these all steps. These we are going to discuss in this chapter, that how nutrition takes place. So first of all, if we talk about nutrition, we should understand the different food consists of different components. Try to recall these. First one is carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, vitamins, fibers, and roughage, right? So these all are the components of food which we have already studied in class 6. Now these components of food, such as carbohydrates that we have already studied, these are complex substances, and complex substances cannot be utilized as it is. So they have to be first of all converted into the simpler substances. So the breakdown of complex substances to simpler food, of complex food into simpler substances, is called digestion. This is what we call digestion, right? Then we know that different ways are there for the different kind of insects of taking food. Like if we talk about human beings, we take food with the help of buccal cavity. Bees and hummingbirds, they suck the nectar of plants, right? Infants of human and many other animals, they feed on the mother's milk. So all are having different kind of ways to take food. So in this activity 2.1, you can see what is the type of food and mode of feeding of the following animals, right? That you can complete it. You can choose that word, which word they are using. So this one you can do in the book only, no need to write down in the notebook, so that you can note down, and then we can discuss this in the next lecture. Now all of you might have heard about starfish. This is the structure of starfish. It feeds on animals covered by hard shells of calcium carbonate, very hard. So after opening the shell, the starfish pops out its stomach through its mouth to eat the soft animal inside the shell, and then the stomach again goes back into the body and food is slowly digested. So this is a different way, completely different way of digestion in starfish. Now today we are going to discuss about digestion, right? Before digestion, I would like to tell you about the process of nutrition, the various steps involved. So what are these various steps involved that you can note it down along with me? So the steps involved, these are the steps involved in the process of nutrition. So what are these steps? Noted one by one. First one is ingestion. Ingestion, from its name, it's very clear. That is the acts of getting and eating food collectively are called ingestion. Right? If I talk about humans, in humans, ingestion takes place through the mouth. That is also called buccal cavity. Right? That is a simply ingestion. Then second we have digestion. Digestion means the breakdown of food. As we have already discussed, the food is complex. So we have to break down the food, breakdown of food into simpler and soluble molecules. It happens inside the body, is called digestion. Right? And the process, this process begins in the mouth. Mouth may start, okay? So it begins in the mouth and complete होती है stomach में, and is completed in stomach. Very important. Then we have absorption. In absorption, what happens? It is the process by which soluble molecules present in the digested food. जो digested food है, that is the molecules which are present in, they passes into the body fluids. Fluids means liquid. Like in our body we have blood, is called absorption. If I talk about in humans, it takes place in small intestine. Then we have assimilation. It is the process in which the absorbed food. Now food is absorbed. Now the next step is assimilation, in which the absorbed food is used for producing energy. Used for producing energy and growth is called assimilation. Then last but not the least, that is egestion. Egestion means removal. So this is the process by which the undigested food materials are thrown out of the body. Is called egestion. So these are the 5 main processes of nutrition. These definition everybody must understand before starting the chapter. That in this chapter we are going to discuss all these one by one. Now again we are going back to this. So now the first step, ingestion, means intake of food. Now the next step is digestion in humans. So we know that we take food through the mouth. Our body also need food need energy to do work. So we get this energy from the food that we eat, right? The food we eat cannot be used as such by our body. So to make the food that is usable by our body, the food must be broken into simpler and soluble molecules. The simpler and soluble molecules are then absorbed by the body cells, and then the unabsorbed food is removed from the body in the form of feces. Now the organ which constitute the digestive system. Here we can talk about human digestive system, that we can also call alimentary canal, right? In alimentary canal, you can see in this structure. Let me show you the complete structure. This is the alimentary canal, right? Digestive system, esophagus to anus. Complete its alimentary canal. In humans, the length of alimentary canal is 9 meter, approximate. So what happens here in the digestion system? Before that, you must understand the first step of ingestion of food when we intake food through the buccal cavity, right? So we put food morsels into our mouth with our hand, generally the right hand. If you're a left hand, you will keep it with the help of left hand. And we know that what is present there in the buccal cavity, one is teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. Teeth, tongue, and salivary gland. I am talking about this buccal cavity. So this one, this buccal cavity. Right? Here we have tongue, teeth, and salivary glands. The front teeth, we know that these are incisors that as we have discussed in the first lecture, they are used for biting and cutting the bulk food into smaller pieces. Then canines are present, which will tear the small pieces of the food. Then premolars and molars will help in chewing and grinding the food. So the process of digestion actually starts in the mouth with the help of this salivary gland. How? Because this salivary gland releases one enzyme, that is saliva, right? And also tongue is present there. It's a fleshy muscular organ attached to the back, attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity. So the main functions of tongue in here in the buccal cavity is, first, it helps in mixing the saliva. When we take food, we chew it properly and the saliva gets mixed. Secondly, it helps in swallowing the food also. And third, it tells the taste of the food. And then it helps in speaking also. So these are the functions of tongue. Now after this, the food will pass to the next portion for the digestion. So the food is chewed and masticated with the help of premolars and molars and tongue. Now the salivary glands release a digestive juice called saliva in the buccal cavity. It makes the chewed food wet and slippery. This makes the swallowing food easier, right? Because saliva provides the wet the food and it makes it slippery. So that's why it makes the swallowing of food easier. So during digestion in buccal cavity, starch present in the food gets converted into sugar maltose. Then in esophagus or food pipe, in human beings, if I talk about esophagus or food pipe, is about 25 centimeter long, made up of muscles. It's a hollow tube. After the food is swallowed, it moves down by the movement of its muscular wall. From esophagus, the food goes into the stomach here. From esophagus, it will pass to the stomach. Right. Now, what is stomach? Our stomach is a J-shaped bag-like structure. You can see. So total is digestive system. Buccal cavity we have already discussed. Mouth and buccal cavity. The process start here. Milk teeth and permanent teeth we have already done. Ingestion, lower jaw, upper jaw table we have already done yesterday only. Now we can also check So activity 2.3. Here what we are doing to show that saliva breaks down starch into sugar, whether it do or not. So you can see here on the screen, we are using iodine solution. So how we can do that? First of all, take two test tubes and label them as A and B. Right? This is A and this is B. Now put half a spoonful of boiled rice in test tube A. Chew well one spoonful of boiled rice for about 4 to 5 minutes till it becomes paste. Then transfer the chewed boiled rice into the test tube B. Fine. Then add about 5 ml of distilled water in both the test tubes. Now add 2-3 drops of iodine solution to each test tube and shake it well. So what we will observe after some time, the mixture in test tube A turns to blue or blue black. The mixture in test tube B remains unchanged or becomes grayish. So what does it show? It shows that in test tube A we were having the boiled rice. So boiled rice contains starch. Starch gives blue-black color with iodine solution. Whereas the starch in boiled rice is converted into sugar by saliva during chewing. Therefore, in test tube B, there is virtually no starch left. As a result, the color in test tube B remains unchanged. So this is the activity by which we can show that saliva breaks down starch into sugar, right? This you can note down in your notebooks also. Then we have the tongue is a fleshy muscular organ that I have already discussed with you. Right? It is free at the front and can be moved in all directions. So this is how the teeth or tooth decay occurs. Like we have discussed in the earlier lecture. So you can do that. Very important. Sometimes when you eat in hurry, talk or laugh while eating, you may cough, get hiccups or choking sensation. Why? This happens when food particles enter the windpipe. Because the windpipe carries air from the nostrils to the lungs, it runs adjacent to the food pipe. But inside the throat, air and food share a common passage. Due to this, swelling, a flip-like valve always closes the passage of the windpipe. So when you will keep on talking, so this valve may be opened and then the food may enter into the windpipe, right? So that is why it is always advised, don't speak while eating, or we should not watch TV also while eating, because when we watch, then we are not in a good sitting gesture. Now, as we were discussing about the different types of regions, as one function of the tongue was to, it helps in tasting the food, whether it's a salt. So here you can see this region is salty region, the pink one, right? So region, sorry. And then next is the salty. And at that point, this one is sweet for sweetness. This is also sour. And at the last, the bitterness. So there are 4 regions in the tongue which helps to detect the different tastes of the food, whatever they have, whether it's a salty, whether it's sweet or anything else. Right? So that is all for today. Tomorrow, one thing is left, food pipe or esophagus. We have already discussed. One thing I would like to share with you all. You can see from this picture, the food is moving because it's made up of muscles, esophagus or food pipe, and with the help of muscle movement, it reaches to the stomach. Right? So with the help of movements, it comes out. But sometimes the food is not accepted by the stomach and is vomited out. Sometimes we feel vomiting like, so this is the one, the movement takes place through the alimentary canal, but stomach is not accepting that food and we vomit. This is the reason for the vomiting, right? So that is all for today. The rest we will discuss in the next lecture.